if you think that Indian romances are so cliched and all about cringe moments, then you gotta be stick around this video until the very end, because I am going to change your mind by the end of this video. Hello book lovers, I hope you all are doing great. It's been a long time since I uploaded a book review on my YouTube channel, but today I am bringing you an amazing book recommendation, which is an Indian romance, and I just cannot help but keep recommending this book time and again. And in today's video I will be talking about this book, All That Sizzles by Sakshama, Puri, Dhariwal. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you must have already read this book, or you might have heard about this book. But if you're someone who has this book on their list and they are still waiting to read this book, and those people who do not even know about this book or do not have an idea of what this book is going to be about, then stick around, because I am going to convince you by the end of this video to read this book. And I am sure if you will read this book, you are definitely going to enjoy it. At least that's what I hope. And so this is an Indian romance, like you already know. And earlier I used to also feel that Indian romances may be cliched or filled with cringe moments, because not an opinion, but from my experience I have observed that our Indian writers, I'm talking about the contemporary writers, okay, they mostly fill the stories using a lot of cringe moments, or moments that are not really that pleasing to read, or maybe they do not have a way around it yet. But when I read this book, I was very skeptical. Before starting this book, I was thinking that maybe this is going to be that another cringe love story, and I really thought that I'm going to be like this, but that really did not happen. And so coming to this book, this story is about a couple named Tanvi and Nick Shankar. Tanvi is a wedding planner and Nick is a chef. And so since Tanvi is working on $100 million wedding, and this $1 million wedding actually requires chef Nick Shankar to be on their list to actually set the complete menu. And Nick is someone who completely avoids weddings, and so this is like the basic premise. This is not a spoiler. At one point, Tanvi has to convince this chef Nick to set their menu for the wedding, and Nick is someone who is going to resist initially, but there is definitely going to be something that will make him agree, and there is going to be a deal between Tanvi and Nick. And what that deal is, you are going to discover in this book. I'm not going to spill more details because it's very fun, very cute, very this book is filled with a lot of laughable moments. I was like literally giggling like a 15-year-old girl. The book has certain tropes like fake dating, the guy falls first and harder, and if these tropes are something that you enjoy reading, then I think you will surely love this book. And let me tell you that this book is beyond romance. It not only touches on the romance part, but it goes beyond it. It touches upon friendship, about career, about mental health, about past and childhood trauma, decisions that one has to make at a certain point in their life. What I really loved about this book is this thing specifically, that it's not just about romance, like falling in love and making out. It's not just limited to that. Obviously the book has spice, and there are smut scenes, but they are very limited. I would say it's not that they are spilled throughout the book, but still the age rating for this book I would give would be 16 plus at least. But I really loved it how beautifully, just in 300 pages, the author touches upon a lot of things, not in a rushed way, not in a way that feels like the story is jumping way too quickly and the pace is changing drastically. It just happened so smoothly, so beautifully, and the book had me in its grip right from the beginning. It's very difficult these days, I think, for books to have us readers in their grip unless and until the story is that good. I truly enjoyed the banter between Tanvi and Chef Nick. They are very cute, lovable characters, I would say. You will definitely enjoy reading about them. You will definitely root for them. And it's, even though it's like a fake dating trope, initially they will seem to be like enemies, and how they fall from enemies to lovers is all something to enjoy. Like, not specifically enemies, but Tanvi has something against Chef Nick, and she has her opinion. And Chef Nick is totally the opposite of what Tanvi used to think about him. And so, as we will read this book further, we'll understand about the characters even more, and how it unfolds is so beautiful. And so, for this reason, I really recommend reading this book. Now, I just had a very minor problem with the ending, and that is that I felt that when the confession actually happens, I'm not revealing much about it, but when the confession actually happens towards the end, I think it needed to be elaborated, because a lot has happened, a lot of details have already been written, and so I feel that when the final confession happens, I needed to know a little more details. I needed to read a little more explanation than what was just given. This is my only, not disappointment, but I think I wasn't fully satisfied with the confession. And I'm not telling about whose confession, so there's no spoiler, but I just feel that there could be a little more explanation or justification during that confession, because a lot had gone wrong before that. So I think the other character deserved a little more explanation. Other than that, it was amazing. You definitely should read this book if you are tired of reading books filled with cringe romance. This is not cringe, this is very, very, very cute, let me tell you.